Hello, my name is Tiffany, and this is part of my final project for EL 405. And I chose to do Inform 7 for my final project to finish my hospital game that I originally set forth to do early in their semester. I chose Inform 7 because I think it's very relatable. There's no restriction to creativity. It allows me to make up anything I really want into a game, make it as crazy and wild as I want to. And I've discovered coding tips and tricks that have sparked the creativity in my project that I'm going to share. And first, a little bit about my game. It's called The Hospital. It's not a very original name, but the game is pretty fun itself. And you start out as you're the player, and you wake up unaware of your environment, and your best bet is just to begin examining the objects around you and your surroundings. It's kind of a mystery. You have to find out where to go and what to do. And my game is short and simple because I wanted to focus more on coding each object correctly, and there's really nothing that has bothered me more than an interactive fiction game with objects with the default response, "You can't see such a thing." You obviously know the object is in the room because the game shows you that it is. And it's just that the programmer didn't take the time to give it a description, and possibly they have too many objects in their game, so they just never describe them. And that throws you off a little bit. It makes things uninteresting, and it just doesn't really catch your attention. And you won't definitely want to keep the player's attention. So, I'm just going to show you a brief section of my game. It starts out at the beginning, and the very first thing most people do is check their inventory, so I'm going to do that. And the only thing you have is a hospital gown, and you're wearing it. And what you can do with the game is you can examine the gown, and you find out that it is flowery, it has a white stitch with Berg City Hospital on your left hip. You can even try to take off the gown, but my game says you really shouldn't. It would be a disturbing image for other people's eyes. Those are two things you can do with the gown. It's an object because it supports the setting that you're in a hospital, and there's really no objective or purpose for the gown, but it's just there for setting purposes because you're in a hospital. So the coding for that is very easy. It's your basic coding. What you do is you just type the description of the gown is quotes, and then the description is in blue, and then you end quote it. And in case the player wants to try to take off the gown, instead of saying "you can't do that" as a default message, all you would have to say is make up a quirky message, "You really shouldn't." It would be a disturbing image for other people's eyes. So they can't do it, but they have a little fun trying and things like that, and make it a little interesting and funny. And the main part I wanted to show is at the bottom. I'm going to test the game. It's going to take me to the very end of the game. This section, this deals with an object that has not appeared yet, but there is an action that the player must take for this object to appear, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. You can see in Dr. Carter's office there's a blood red carpet, and if you try examining the carpet, it tells you it's a morbid and shocking color to choose from. If you try to take the carpet just like any other object, the game asks you what could possibly be under there. Now, I set this up because I want a trapdoor to appear under the carpet after a certain event has taken place, such as giving the snow globe to a crazy old lady in a wheelchair. If you click inventory, you'll notice that you're now carrying the snow globe because I tested the game. I have events already ordered. And if I give the snow globe to the lady, she'll tell you that she sees the image of a blood red carpet. Now, if you try to take the carpet, you'll notice the trapdoor is underneath the ragged carpet. Before, when you try to take the carpet, the game asks you what could possibly be under there. And after that you notice the trapdoor, it's not because you asked the question twice, or you tried to take the question to the carpet twice. It's because the player gave the snow globe to the lady. That's what the game wants. And the coding is not exactly something you could guess on. You kind of have to look it up and know that there's a format to it. And it's over here. After taking the carpet, when the lady has the snow globe, you say, in quotes, you notice the trapdoor under the ragged carpet. This is what you want to happen after the snow globe is given to the lady. Now you have to make sure that the trapdoor is below the Dr. Carter's office. And now the trapdoor is in Dr. Carter's office. So that is the coding. You have to have the semicolon. You have to show that the trapdoor is in the office, and etc. You have also to make sure that you create a trapdoor and that it's a real object in there. You can give it a description, and for this is the end of my game. I didn't want the trapdoor to appear until the end of the game because it's just like a piece of the puzzle. And that is the very kind of simple coding. You could always look it up. There's a format to it. And if you wanted to code something different, you could say after even taking the gown off, something happens. Somebody appears or something happens. It's just a sequence of events, and it's the process to help you get there. And this is my special coding for Inform 7, and I hope it comes in handy for you.